All right, I'm back again for Champ Amp refurbishing. Firstly, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take off that front plate before I do anything else, really. I'm just going to unscrew these washers and the plate should pop off. There are screws here you got to pull out, 2 screws. There's a cover for this light, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 washers. I already got these 2 out. You're going to want to be careful after you take these washers out. So that's what's holding these in place. And as you can see, there's not quite a lot of wiggle room on a lot of them cords, so you don't want to mess with those too much. You might bend or break or anything like that. These are notoriously hard to try to fiddle with. And if you're going to do it, you got to tear it all down completely and do it. I went to the store this morning, as you can see. Got some speaker wire because I did not have any speaker wire. Also got some zip ties, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to take that off. Alright, so I got most of the front plate off. These things, like I said, can easily get jostled around and the solder kind of snapped off if you move them around excessively. So just kind of be careful with those. This guy I took out. Eventually, I'm going to carefully take out all of these and just clean up everything with rubbing alcohol. This is actually screwed in from the back down here. That all is screwed in all together. I don't really want to mess with any of that. I got big old hands, so it's hard to get into the tiny little places. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to clean up the best I can around it and the back of it, and we'll go from there. But yeah, just going to clean everything up with rubbing alcohol now. We got her all shined up as best as we're going to get it. That's about a quarter of the Q-tips I had to use to get it looking this good. So it's probably still dirty in some spots, but unless you get in there with a scrub brush, which I don't really think we'd need to per se. We got at least 80% of the grime and stuff off of it, so we're gonna start dealing with the speaker jack pretty soon. I'm gonna get my soldering iron out and clean that up so we can resolder in our new wire. Alright, as you can see, we cleaned up everything the best we could. I cleaned up everything with rubbing alcohol. Got some gunk on my Fender. I'm going to clean these out really well after I mount them back in here. Got 1 screw left to put in there. Then before I do anything else, I'm also going to just go in with some rubbing alcohol on all of the metal parts in here. Just give everything a really good cleaning. Then we will start putting it back together. Okay, so I found that the speaker wire, where'd that thing go? There it is. It's actually attached to a plug. So the plug just fits in there. You can unpop it out, and that's good for soldering everything back in. I'm probably going to attach the wire to this wire and this wire instead of unsoldering. I don't see anything specifically wrong with the connections, so I'm going to try going that route and see if it works. But before that, I think I'm going to throw this guy back together in the cabinet there, and yeah, we'll wire up the speaker from there. Okay, so we got her mostly back together. As you can see, there's still a lot of crud on the face plate, which I'll get to wiping off after a little bit. I mean, years and years and years of dust and grime and everything else that'll collect on there, so you're going to need to clean it maybe a couple times to get all that stuff off of there. So you can see, we can see through it, because I took the speaker out. It's just going to be easier to wire the speaker to the plug all in separate pieces, so stay tuned. I will be doing that next, figuring out how to solder the speaker wire back on there, and we'll give her a test ride and see if she plays.